was walking in this cave, and from behind me I heard this hissing from right behind. It was a nice life I had, I thought. It's a shame that it was gonna have to end at this time. Blows up. Then my health bar dropped and I could use a 1-up. Welcome back to So today we're going to be covering the world of animated horror stories. Now let me be clear, there are some that are actually made by talented animators, but those aren't going to be what we're looking at. Honestly, I made this because I saw the True Animated Stories videos by Jarvis Johnson, and I thought it was really funny, but I want to go specifically into the horror stories aspect of it. So let's take a look at them in all of their terrifying glory.
My name is Danny. Last year, I entered the high school as a freshman.
Hi there.
The coach allowed us to get water one at a time, and I was the first student to go. Since the building was pretty old, the only 2 fountains on the first floor were unusable due to rusty pipes. The only option was to go down into the unused basement. I was nervous since none of the electricity was working, as it's only used during the summer.
This is all very specific series of events to lead you to be here. I'm not saying that this is necessarily fake, but there's no way every single one of these is real. And they're all advertised as like 100% true, no fakes, all real. Real happened to me in real life, I can show you. I don't have pictures.
As I was drinking water, someone grabbed my shoulder abruptly. He was a tall man, to be in his early 30s, with a police badge. I was ordered to take you, boy. Your school is in danger right now. He pulled me through the back door to a black van, but all of a sudden, I felt uncomfortable in my stomach. So I told him that I wanted to use the restroom. The bathroom was stinky.
Ew, stinky. Nothing creates a horrific mood like using language of a toddler.
The guy had a knife and he pointed at me across the scarcely visible hall. I was terrified. When I woke up again to unbearable pain, I noticed that I was in the hospital, and my parents, big brother, and the principal were standing beside me. To this day, I always thank God that I'm alive.
They always end like this. And to this day, I always have to watch my back. Sometimes it's weirdly forced, like the story didn't really need that type of ending monologue. To this day, whenever I see a monkey in oversized shoes and a wig, I make sure my ass isn't popping.
Myself and 3 friends were hanging out at a shopping center one evening.
Is this voice really the best fitting for the
protagonist of this story?
Couldn't we have at least got the other guy who had a slightly higher voice?
She told me that guy behind us kept staring at me. When I turned around, it was some older guy just watching me.
Why does the bad guy look like a cross between a leprechaun and a Slav?
At that point, I quickly got my phone out to check if he was following me, and he was. I had to block him because he seemed a bit creepy.
Did TikTok do a partnership with Pornhub?
If I go back and look at the post on TikTok from when we were in the shopping center, you can see Greg is in almost all of those pictures, somewhere in the background.
Okay, so you're telling me not a single person noticed the To Catch a Predator looking ass guy in the flesh tone lion suit? Something really interesting about these channels, specifically this one, Wanzi Entertainment, however you pronounce it, they upload these videos like a lot, like multiple times a day sometimes. Maybe they're able to pull it off with their cookie cutter animation. I'm not saying that animating is easy, but clearly this isn't the animator's best work. I want to move on to a different channel now. This is called Share My Story, and even though it isn't specifically horror stories, I mean, if you look at the channel, it's pretty terrifying to me. I mean, this is the lowest hanging fruit of any of these channels. It's probably the worst of the worst, and I doubt any story on this whole channel is real. How I Became Rich at 12, apparently with the help of Thick Abu from Aladdin. Dad says my girlfriend is too ugly. I got my stepmom pregnant. Jesus Christ. I think this is an appropriate time to play that audio again. There's one thing that all of these videos have in common. It's MS Paint art of scantily clad women in compromising positions.
What are you doing, step bro?
But for now, let's look at one of the horror stories. This one is called My Dad Got Abducted by Aliens.
My dad always says and believes a lot of weird stuff. I just got home from summer camp when he told me that he'd been abducted by aliens. Apparently, the aliens talked to him, but he can't remember what they said.
What do you mean? Clearly they said,
And at the end, a blue female alien came into the room, and I guess you can imagine what happened next.
Well, I mean, considering the channel, I don't know where else I expected this to be going.
My dad got a call from our local radio station and was invited to talk about his experience, and suddenly he was some kind of celebrity.
I really don't have any commentary for this. I just really like the idea of the dad Google searching how to handle fame. Like he's a 13-year-old e-boy whose TikTok just got seen by the whole school.
Of course, everybody thinks he's nuts, but that's okay, because I love my dad no matter what.
Well, a surprisingly wholesome way to end the video. I mean, I was expecting, or wanting to end it on something more shocking or
That's why I decided to baby trap Eric.
I gave her the kindness and affection my dad wouldn't. But then, Lexi fell pregnant.
Okay, we're done.